Welcome to Plainfield Public Library's Census 2020 display. Plainfield wants to be counted. Here we will provide a little bit of history about the federal census, as well as how to participate this year. On March 1st, 1790, President George Washington approved the first Census Act, and the first federal census was held that year. The census is mandated in the United States Constitution and must be held every 10 years. Most of New Jersey's census records for the first 4 federal censuses have not survived. Some of these records were destroyed when the Capitol in Washington was burned by the British during the War of 1812. Additionally, most of the New Jersey records for the 11th census in 1890 were destroyed in a fire in the National Archives in 1921. Here we have an example for the 1820 federal census schedule. It only lists the names of the heads of household, then counts the number of free whites, slaves, and free colored persons by sex and age. In 1850, the census records a total population of Plainfield of only 2,448 people. 1,098 men and 1,349 women. 1 century later, the 1950 census records a total population for Plainfield of 42,366 people, 20,047 males and 22,319 females. Here we have a copy of a page from the Free Inhabitants schedule in Plainfield from the 1850 census. Note that Plainfield is still part of Essex County at this time. In New Jersey, slaves were not counted by name until 1860. They were listed separately in slave inhabitant or slave enumeration schedules under the names of slave owners. The first schedule for New Jersey was in 1850. In 1850, the slave enumeration for Plainfield lists 1 slave. This person, only counted as age 57, female, and black, was listed as being owned by James Compton, whose name is cut off in the schedule. However, because she was mistakenly listed in the Free Inhabitant schedule with Compton's household, we know her name, Hannah Vermeulen. Hannah was not listed anywhere in the 1860 census for New Jersey. Here is an example of the 1880 federal census for Plainfield. This shows the entry for Job Mayle, who was the first mayor of Plainfield in 1869. Listed are his wife Maria, sister-in-law Mary Gabertis, and servant Bridget Dalton. Here is what a blank census questionnaire looked like in 1920. The 1920 census included 4 new questions, 1 asking the year of naturalization and 3 about a person's mother tongue or native language. In 1930, the Census Act asked if there was a radio set in the house. This year's census will ask a variety of questions about the household. They ask specific questions about race in order to collect data to monitor compliance with anti-discrimination provisions, such as the Voting Rights Act and the Civil Rights Act. Due to strict privacy laws, each census cannot be viewed for personal details until 72 years after it has been completed. The 2020 census, for example, will not be available until 2092. On the front of the case are sample questionnaires. Over here are some promotional materials for this year's census, including some buttons and a tote bag. And finally, we have pulled some interesting census-related titles. This one, a list of the free black heads of families in the first census of the United States in 1790, is available for free online through the Hattie Trust. We hope you find this little tour interesting, and if you haven't already, please respond to your census survey. There is a video on the library's YouTube you can watch that explains how. As always, the Plainfield Public Library is here to help you. Give us a call or find us online at www.plainfieldpub.org. www.plainfieldlibrary.info. Thanks for watching.